And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK Show, and this is going to be episode 147. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great week ahead of you, and I hope you guys have been trying to keep your New Year's resolutions intact as we head into the month of February of 2025. It's tax season. It's Valentine's Day, and it's the Super Bowl. But I just want to let you guys know this. Tomorrow, when I go out and I get the Absolute Power hardcover for DC Comics, as me and Laps Comic Fan are going to review that, obviously, on Friday. I will also be doing a vlog when I'm in the truck with James. I'm going to make some content out of it. And I hope I can grab the Ultimates trade paperback if it's out there at Barnes & Noble's, where I will probably most likely get Absolute Power hardcover, or I'll probably end up getting it from a comic book shop out there as well. But there's no topics for us tonight, because as you guys know, this week I am busy as hell, and I'm still planning more stuff for the year. I just hope that, you know, the F&T Geese and Gamers guys, they put out the meeting for the Vegas meetup that they did last year. Because they need to put out a Vegas meetup date. That way I can take off the days from work, because I hope they do it in March. At least latest middle of March, I need it, because I have to know. But I'll be there. Don't know how long of a capacity it'll be, but I know I will be there. What else is there? After me and Laps Comic Fan review Absolute Power as far as comic book wise, then next week we're gonna review DC All In #1 special in your mom's butthole. I'm joking. So DC All In #1 special. And after that, next Friday, we're going to review Ultimate Black Panther. What's really crazy is, if you guys remember when Ultimate Black Panther dropped, the #1 issue out of this sold so well. Not as well as Ultimate Spiderman #1, but it sold very, very, very well. So if you want to basically...
Where is it on the rankings right now?
I haven't read it yet, so I'll tell you after I read
it.
Where
is it on the... where's it on the sales charts, though?
Is
any charts? Of this Ultimate shit still selling? Besides Spider-Man?
I'm pretty sure Ultimate Black Panther sells. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I know the Ultimates are still there. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, that's what I wondered, dude. They relaunched the Ultimate Universe, and they're trying to recapture this 90s glory, but I'm like... I looked at the X-Men book, and it looked like hot garbage. The art was...
Which one? Which one did you see?
The Ultimate X-Men.
Oh, yeah, I do have to read that. If we're going to do things in order with me and Lassie, I have to read it. It's the third one after Ultimate Black Panther. The art is very bad. That looks like actually like cartoony shit.
It's not even cartoony, dude. It looks like fucking grade school shit.
Yeah,
like, it looks like 10-year-old draws better shit than that if he focuses.
Yeah.
Like, why...
It looks like a fourth grader drew it with a crayon.
It looks like it's got this, like, it's like that cheap indie comic shit that used to get back in the 90s. Well, you wouldn't know, but
back in my day,
like old indie comics, they were all low effort. What was that called? Art Institute, or it's just that low effort art style that they started doing with all the cartoons, even in like the late 2000s or 2010s. Like that shit, low effort art. Like, who am I trying to think of here? Like Steven Universe was that way. What was the other ones that were kind of crap? God, there was a bunch of them. I mean, there were some that weren't bad, like Adventure Time and like Regular Show were kind of like not really Cal Arts. That's what it was, the Cal Arts style of cartooning and comic book art, and it's hot garbage that nobody cares about, and I don't know why at all. It's still a thing, but here it is in a modern day comic book, reminding us all that we're paying too much every issue for this hot trash.
Yeah. So just in case you guys wanted a reading order for the new Marvel Comics' Ultimate Universe, you're gonna get Ultimate Invasion, by Johnathan Hickman. Now, I will say this. I think that book is very boring and there's not much good in it outside of like the first and the last issue. But I do think it is an essential read if you want to see how the entire universe is set up. So then after that, you can get the Ultimate Universe #1 one-shot, or you could eventually get that one-shot book in the Ultimate trade paperback. But if you want to do it like just in order, so you don't have to do that. Ultimate Invasion trade paperback, the Ultimate Universe #1 one-shot, then it's Ultimate Spider-Man, then it's Ultimate Black Panther, then it's Ultimate X-Men, and then it is the Ultimates. So yeah, me and Laps, that's what I'm dreading the most, is reviewing Ultimate X-Men, because that's the one that I've heard pretty much no one give any decent credit to. Ultimate Black Panther, I've read some reviews of it. People say it's pretty good for what it is, but that's fine. I will take solid and okay over just not good. Solid and okay.
Yeah. I'm wondering what the Ultimates is like too. Like, what are they? I mean, this is the thing. It's such a weird concept that they did. I'd have to read Ultimate Power, just to kind of understand where the fuck this all even came. It's as if they did that one thing with the one leftover like Omega level threat baddie that's just kind of been unaddressed since Secret Wars, basically. I mean, back when I first ended my like 20-year reign of reading comic books after Secret Wars.
Were you a bigot?
He was still around. The maker or whatever the fuck was still around. Evil Reed was still there. And they just never dealt with him. They used it as an excuse to bring Miles Morales into the regular universe, which editorial at Marvel had always said they wouldn't do, but they have a lot of this kind of edicts at Marvel. Editorial is what killed Marvel. I do want to make that point. I mean, there are a lot of shitty creatives and everything else, but it was the editorial edict to fuck Peter Parker and Spider-Man nigh on into infinity that killed my interest in all of Marvel comics. And it went to shit. But this is the rare occasion I've given Marvel money in the last few years. There probably won't be much more than this. I do have the second trade already on pre-order. Mm-hmm. Actually, I think it might come out in March. I don't remember. Something's coming.
Let me see. Yeah, let me check right now, because you wanted to go over the sales really quickly. So there is another Ultimate. How would I say this? My ultimate despair of learning what a black guy is. I'm joking, but there was another kind of Ultimate Universe Marvel Comics one shot they put out. It was Ultimate Universe 1 year in. So I don't know where they're going to put that comic and where the trade's coming up. But here was, I know we've checked this before. This was the top 50 comics from December 2024. Yeah, so January's has not been told yet.
Well, Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate 1 year in.
And that's just a one-shot kind of thing. So it's kind of hard to really count that. I would probably just put Ultimate Spider-Man at number 3 anyway.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if the Ultimates is any good. It seems to be hanging out in the top 10 there. 7 issues in. Ultimate Wolverine had an interesting concept for what they're doing.
Remember, we actually talked about it when the news dropped. Yeah. I thought the concept looked very good.
It's an interesting idea. The art on the covers look good. Who knows what 5 issues in the art inside the book actually looks like, though? That's the real fucking question.
Ultimates number 8.
That's like Marvel's thing, dude. It's like, hey, we're gonna give you a good cover because we paid for a good artist on the cover. And we're going to give you a good first 5-issue, 6-issue arc for the trade. And then it's going to go to shit. You're going to get cheap art from some person you've never heard of and never will again. And that'll be the end of it.
Ultimate X-Men number 10 is falling off to number 28.
Yeah, so Ultimate X-Men, and Ultimate Spider-Man, the ones you would kind of expect.
Ultimate Black Panther is just not even here. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder what
Black Panther. Just not the draw that Marvel thought it was, man. It really wasn't. He never
was that kind of character, though. I don't know why people think that he was some mega popular character because of the MCU. He's been an all right seller for the most part, even when he has like acclaimed runs by a lot of people.
That's the thing. Those series meandered outside of those acclaimed runs where they brought somebody big in to write it. After that, there was nowhere to go. Nobody.
Yeah.
It's a very niche character, though. It's the king of a mythical nationalist, xenophobic country in the middle of Africa somewhere. It's, that's a tricky one to write around. Frankly, I think if they'd spent more time in kind of the technocracy of the society, it could have been interesting. There could have been things you did there that made it a lot more interesting, where it's just some sort of futuristic land of myth. I mean, Wakanda was a mortal version of Asgard, basically, or Asgard, or whatever the hell you want to call it. It's basically what it is. It was Asgard for the Africans.
Or would you call it a black person's wet dream of not being around white people?
I don't even know, man. I'm just saying that's what it was, what it's been in the comics, what it's been in the movies.
Yeah.
I mean, none of what I had to say there is an accurate description. It is what it is. But
look right here.
There's aspects that could have been done with it. It's just that Marvel never spent the money.
Action Comics. 1078.
Yeah, it's Action Comics.
I will just say
Batman, this, dude.
I will just say this. The only reason why this is kind of a much more better selling book now is because they literally put it out every week. Guys, it's put out every week at this point.
By Mark Waid, though.
They swapped the writer. He did the first 5 issues weekly, and then they put him out for another guy. I forgot the guy's name, but Mark Waid only had 5 issues in because Mark Waid is doing Batman and Robin Year 1. He's doing Justice League Unlimited. He's doing World's Finest still. Those are the 3 things I know he's still doing.
I hate the Justice League Unlimited name. Just call it the JLA or the Justice League of America. Like, can we fucking... It's not the cartoon.
It's unlimited, man.
Yeah, it means absolutely nothing. Like, you're trying to get Gen Z street cred for the cartoon title. Like, just call it what it is. Like, and Mark Waid doesn't get it. I looked at the book. It's uninteresting as would be expected. Let's see. Look at some of the rest of this stuff in here that makes no sense. You've got all the Marvel's gone back to like, we're going to pimp as much X garbage as we can to dilute the market. Psylocke has a book. Storm. None of these books are. I'm assuming they're all mini-series. None of them are sticking around.
Cable. It's like number 1 just dropped a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
honestly,
Cable like.
Rose's gonna have one. Remember, Rose's gonna have her own book coming up very soon as well.
Mini-series though. I think
4-part mini-series because they know they can't sell shit past like 5 issues because the writers are absolute trash.
Dude, most of these books are just like that Cable and Deadpool one that we read. These things there's already been a script on them. These things were already written. They were already drawn. They're done. These are done commodities that they're only putting out to sell a trade of Rogue. I don't even know who's involved with them. Maybe they're interesting. Maybe they're hot trash. I don't know. I think right now what it is they're trying to capitalize on the attention that they're getting from Marvel Rivals by throwing out some of these characters that are in Rivals and singleized one-shots. But I don't know. I read my indie shit. You know what just finally shipped for me?
Godlike 2 from John Malin.
No, that's never going to ship. Battle Brick Road #1.
Really?
Yeah, from they waited all the way until they fulfilled. I ordered when they did the issue 2 campaign, I think, and they're fulfilling issue 2 right now, but they didn't bother to send out copies of issue 1 that were in there until now. Like a year later.
I would imagine he had to have ran out of them. Had to have.
That's my guess, is that he ran out, and this is the reprint that they printed with #2. I'm hoping it's good. I don't know if you got it.
I have Battle Brick Road 1. I never bought book 2 yet.
Did you ever review it?
No.
We should review it after I get mine.
Okay. We'll because the thing is, with some indie books, the reason why I hold off getting books 2, 3, and more to support them, I have to know if I like the series first. I have to know if I want to invest.
No, I do. I agree with you. That's what I mean, thankfully, when it comes to like Godlike, the book barely showed up, and then John Malin took so much time even launching the second one that I was able to realize that I wasn't interested in waiting a decade to finish this story. Meanwhile, you've got guys like Vaughn who have pushed 1,000 issues of his second book already.
Yeah.
Like he already funded the
fulfillment service. I understand why he does it, because that's a lot of shit to just fucking do on someone's plate. Yeah. That's why people don't understand. That's what creates jobs in an economy. Someone wants to do a job that someone else doesn't want to do and creates a a structure out of it. You know, I don't mind it. But then again,
and I think I'm getting issue 3 of this soon too, with the Trump cover that
I thought you were
had. I'm almost done with this one. These are not. This is not bad. This is just kind of like a very simple, quick, fun, like generalized, like nothing getting out over your skis on with it.
Yeah.
It's a good story. It's a good, simple art. It's like, it's just a comic book. You know,
are you sure that's what you bought?
Villains.
You should. You buy a porn magazine? I don't buy porn. I don't watch porn, guys. I go to church.
No,
now.
Why would you? It's free on the internet for you.
I go to church. I'm reformed now. I know you guys don't believe me, but I will prove to you that I'm reformed. All right. Before we review Ultimate Spider-Man,
like Melanie Mac?
Melanie Mac, I will never have sex with that dried up old hag. Her eggs are probably not even making her vagina juicy. But nevertheless, before we review Ultimate Spider-Man, Married with Children Volume 1 by Johnathan Hickman, I'm grabbing Batman 157.
Is Black Cat in the Avengers now? What is this crap Avengers?
You know, hi, how are you doing? I mean, let's just say this. Let's say this. If she opens her Cap Badussi in front of Falcon, or Captain America.
Is there a Falcon?
No, that's their Captain America on their team. The
Avengers, Justice League.
Good Lord,
like they're just not the characters anybody cares to read in these ensemble books that they're supposed to be. Yeah, whatever, man. I guess they make the top 50. So,
well, you have. I'm grabbing Batman issue number 157, Absolute Power in my butthole. I'm joking, guys. I have to entertain you, and I love just banging my wife. And when I have sex with my wife, it makes sense. God, I always hear a smoke detector beep right when I go crazy. I wonder who's doing that. Do you have a smoke detector alarm in your house? Wow.
No, I'm in a black room.
Now I'm hearing just voices in my head now. I'm going actually insane.
Voices? What voices? What is it telling you to do?
They're telling me that I should hear crickets. Why am I hearing crickets?
Why should they tell you that you're hearing crickets? There's probably just one in your room, dude.
I had a centipede in here before that I actually screamed when I saw it, but I muted my mic, so I saved myself from an absolute embarrassing moment on stream. But
oh fuck, I would have clipped that shit, bro. That would have been on MSK's W's that night.
I just looked down and something was touching me, and I was like, "What the hell?" Look down, it was a giant.
It didn't sting you. Those things can sting you, bro. You gotta watch out.
No, it didn't. I ended up. I didn't kill it that night because it ran under the desk. And then one day when the internet people came over to give me a new router, I saw it out and I grabbed my vacuum and I vacuumed it up. So I probably killed it in some pretty gruesome ways. I think I might be Michael Myers in the making. But as you guys know, for this week, I am grabbing Batman issue number 157, Absolute Superman number 4. I was grabbing these Wolverine issues, but I don't know if I'll have that as a poll. I think I might just wait for trades on that. I was grabbing the Batgirl stuff, but I think I was like, wait for trade. I have this Spider-Man series in trade. I have the
Batgirl now.
Cassandra Cain is their Batgirl for right now.
Oh, they went back to Cassandra Cain?
Yep, it's Cassandra Cain again.
Why? Any particular reason?
Two-Face has his own ongoing series now. Two-Face with his own ongoing series.
Barbara Gordon again?
I don't think... Fucking hell. Batman Off-World. Nope. Most of the stuff is... Hold on, give me a sec. Most of the stuff is automatically a no. I have to see what trades are coming out this week. Trades and hardcovers. That's what I mostly...
absolutely nothing interesting to me, man. So...
Like, that's what I mostly look forward to now is getting is, like, whatever trades and hardcovers or omnibuses that drop. Sonic issues come out, but it's like... Those are better gotten in trade, honestly. I don't want to just buy a single Sonic issue. I have now... As of this show, I have every single Sonic trait that IDW has put out. And keep in mind, with Diamond Distributor days numbered, IDW's days might be numbered as well, as we've been hearing. That's not good. It's not good at all.
Is IDW going through Diamond still?
They were actually going through Diamond. So I don't know if they'll be able to... I can't
believe that they've held out this long and somehow Sega and and Paramount in general with Star Trek and Sonic haven't found a new home for those, dude. It's wild to me.
Like, that's the thing is, because people have to understand, if they go through Lunar or Penguin Random House, you got to factor in, you have to pay them to do that. They're not just going to just distribute your shit for free. They don't even have money right now. I imagine the reason why they were only with Diamond, because Diamond was the cheapest option on the market, you know? And keep in mind, with Diamond going away, a lot of the smaller guys don't even get to put like their foot in the door, you know? Because Diamond was how, even on like my comic shop, that I was seeing like some of the indie guys that I would like see on Twitter. Ravensloft, who does the Winnie the Pooh serial killer books. He was on mycomicshop.com for his books.
Yeah.
I had seen like Mike Barron goes through Antarctic Press right now to put out Private American, you know? Without Diamond that exists, how are these smaller guys going to be getting their books in the shops? But you could also make the argument that, do you really need to get your books in shops when the distributor takes a cut, comic shops take a cut, and like, how much exposure is your book really getting from being in shops, and how many people are actually going to be buying it? But
this is such a problem that creators have, dude. I think that creatives, especially indie creatives, really need to be looking for other outlets. Like one thing that I would say to Eric July should take his advice, and you know, who am I? But I think that he is big enough now that retailers like Walmart or even like gas stations and shit, like these retail places where in the past, like Walmart had, and I've seen these guys. There was that deal, and EVS even brings him up, but there was those indie comics guys that were launching their own imprint, and I saw it. I saw them at a Walmart in Texas. I should have picked them up when I saw them, but they were this new comic book imprint. They had stand-ups in the Walmart on the beach in Galveston.
That's crazy.
Of their new comic series. I can't remember what it was called, but they had a deal with Walmart, and it fell to shit because they were retarded. But like, I think Eric July is a competent enough businessman that he should approach something like this. Like somewhere in Texas, even, like, dude, hit up a Buc-ee's, find out how to get this shit, and somewhere other than a comic shop.
Yeah.
Like, the comic shops are going to die if something doesn't happen.
Keep in mind,
start bringing
comic book shops
where they are.
For comic book shops, like we talked about with Diamond, a lot of them went through Diamond. Yep. You know, that's like Diamond going away is like, I mean, you kind of knew it was going to happen. The people that run Diamond are absolutely beyond retarded.
Well, dude, that's why Sonic is so hard to find. The only reason Sonic manages to sell so well is because IDW gets that shit on Amazon, which is where everybody gets those trades from, and those trades sell. But like, if you go to comic shops, it's really hard to find Sonic shit because Diamond has been so fucking inconsistent.
Diamond ships out stuff, from what I heard, they ship it out late. It comes damaged.
It's a disaster, dude.
What happened? Yeah. So what happened most likely is those books came, but they were probably all damaged. And you can't sell damaged comics. Literally, I will never buy a damaged comic book in my entire life. The ones that I got damaged from Amazon, I literally gave to someone else, so I bought the better version of the book. Having a damaged comic is like just having a damaged wife. It's not good enough to keep. But Absolute Power hardcover, as you guys know, this is dropping on Wednesday, February 4th, 2025. Me and James, James is gonna take me out of town so I can grab this, and I can hopefully grab the Ultimates by Denise Camp. You get the Teen Titans Judas Contract, DC's Finest book that's dropping. I'm definitely grabbing that. That's my favorite Teen Titans story right there. Getting that in the DC's Finest line, hell yeah. The Flash by Mark Waid Omnibus. I don't have this one. I don't have book 1 yet, so I can't get book 2 yet.
Oh, wow. They're doing hardcovers of the second go-round of Secret Wars. Hickman's Secret Wars.
And he gets the omnibus in 1 week. So Johnathan Hickman gets the omnibus treatment and the hardcover one.
See, that I didn't mind. I didn't mind that Secret Wars or Hickman's take on it and everything else, and I kind of like the way it ended. In all honesty, it ended in a way that I was like, you know what? I'm good kind of just ending my comic book run here. 20 years in the game. I just don't have the money to keep up. And that's where I told myself, like, this is a good ending to the Marvel universe for me. Here's Reed Richards out here, like, sifting through the remnants of reality and shit. It was, it was good. It was a nice spot that, in all honesty, Marvel could have just stopped, much like with Endgame for me.
Other than that, there's really nothing else. That looks great, honestly. Other than that,
huge tits.
Nothing else coming out this week. Yeah, all I need to do is just grab 2 trade paperbacks. Sorry, 1 trade paperback, 1 hardcover, and I'm grabbing like 3 issues up here. And as you guys know, there was nothing for me to buy last week, so I had my Kyle Rayner compendium in my car from mycomicshop.com. So I'll just be grabbing that as well. So after I read,
I'm probably going to pick up the Nightwing compendium this week or next, and then I'll be done with all the compendiums that I'm interested in.
Yeah, because this thing is, you have the older stuff that I had too, and Labs has the new stuff. So if we're going to review older stuff, if you have, when you eventually get the Nightwing compendium, we can review it. I have it. We would, but the
dude, that's going to take a fucking minute.
That would need at least
read through, bro.
I would probably at least give us a literal week to do that, because that can't be done in a couple.
You'd have to do that shit in chunks, man. Like, seriously.
If you gave me a week, I could have it done. But that would be the literal only thing on my mind to do is get that done. Holy crap. Gamer Chick says MSK is gay. That's not true. We had sex last night, and I made you have a lot of orgasms. So that's definitely how that works.
Gamer Chick.
And she's been here for a little bit. She's been hitting me up and asking to see my long meat stick. But so it's all good. It's all good. It's 9 inches
I don't
for a
believe
reason.
that. Is that the truth, Gamer Chick? You gotta say so in the chat. Are you and MSK dating?
Wow. No, I have standards. It would be like,
do you though? You though?
Whoa. It would be like if I needed to have some, it'd be like a friends with benefits, because I don't think she's waifu material. She would be like the worst for waifu material. It would be at best friends with benefits at the very best. But at that point, it's like, is that really worth it? Because she is kind of crazy. She might actually like.
You know what I would take as a fucking compendium from DC? Fucking Hitman. A Hitman compendium would be fucking baller. Where's that shit, DC Comics? Why can't I have that?
Oh, I forgot to ask. Did you see anything about Daniel Warren Johnson getting off of Transformers? Or I remember that was the rumor, but I couldn't find.
I know that he's supposed to leave after the 2 years, and yeah, I think that's coming up. I don't know who would be replacing him.
Oh gosh, it's just one of those things where it's like, fuck. Do you just wrap it up there, or do you just go with a new writer? We know they're not going to stop it because it makes so much money.
Like, I don't know.
So many retailers that buy the book.
They're not going to. It's really, this is the thing though, dude. Like everything else that Hickman is doing kind of hinges on, or not Hickman, sorry, but the fuck is his name? Kirkman is doing hinges on him keeping that book fucking rock solid. Like, I don't know that people aren't talking about G.I. Joe the same way. I don't, like Duke they did, and Cobra got some attention. I didn't hear shit though about Scarlet or Destro. And I haven't heard much about the G.I. Joe regular series. I mean,
all we've heard good.
I read G.I. Joe was just good. I haven't heard anything bad.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard people clamoring and after G.I. Joe 1 like they were Transformers. I don't know. I'd have to go check the eBay market and see what Transformers 1 issues are selling for. Or not Transformers, but G.I. Joe issue 1s are selling for. But it seemed like the Transformers thing, everybody was like, maybe that was just because nobody knew what the fuck to expect and it blew them away. And maybe G.I. Joe just carried through. I'm looking forward to the first trade, but they are really making you wait out that first fucking trade
for G.I. Joe. Let me see when the G.I. Joe new trade drops. G.I. Joe.
I'm gonna look at it right now because I have it. I already have it ordered.
You already had it ordered?
Trade. I pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered all my shit on Amazon, like always, dude.
Oh yeah, because people. I just want people to understand. There's 2 different G.I. Joe lines going. There's the G.I. Joe Real American Hero.
A real problem, I think. I think they need to shutter one of them
You think so?
and
But the
move
thing
away
is,
from.
no one
Yeah,
talks
I
about
don't think they need
no
them
one,
both.
but no
Why?
one's talking about the other one though. That other one, no one talks about at all.
Which one? The one in Image?
Yeah,
The regular Image one?
the one from Larry
Yeah,
Hama.
I don't know why they're doing it. So Williamson is doing G.I. Joe Volume 1, Cobra Strikes. That's coming out June 17th. Ultimate Spider-Man 2 is next month, March 18th. That will ship for me. I'll have that. I'm looking forward to it. June, G.I. Joe Volume 1, and then Void Rivals 3 and Transformers 3
Chuck Dixon. No, that's
drop.
not
That
G.I. Joe. Give me
Chuck
one
Dixon
second.
might have wrote G.I. Joe for a
He
minute or
did a long time ago. I remember that. He's
yeah.
probably written on like every big title ever. What the hell?
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
he's been everywhere like forever, man. He's huge.
I could understand why his writing kicks. He's really talented. He's so good. It's just I don't think I've read something of his that I just don't like. That's crazy to think about, honestly.
That's the thing, dude. That's he was just a guy who could spin a good yarn and people would stay interested in it because it was interesting. Like, I it'd be hard to say that he has a huge story arc that you could think of outside of Nightfall. But if you think about Nightfall, dude, Nightfall was years of his time with Batman. Oh shit. I got something that'll excite you. They have a Batman No Man's Land omnibus dropping. Is it out?
Is that
Oh, it's out.
That's a new printing, right? I think they have a new printing of it out.
Did they have an old one? Well, how
Yes.
much is this?
The old
Legends of the
printings?
Dark Knight,
Good Lord, man.
Azrael. Is this the actual? Yeah, that might be all of it. Because look, there's 6 issues of Azrael. There are 5 issues of Batman. So about the 5 months it went along, Batman No Man's Land.
That's a lie.
And
I'm not a -10. What the hell? This lady's a 3 out of 10.
Road to No Man's Land. Where's the earthquake though, man? You can't really tell the story of No Man's Land without the earthquake though, dude. That's a part of it too. Like you really got to have all of that. Dude, there's some really great omnibus shit going on at DC right now. Fuck.
Oh no, it's great. Yeah, the
all of
collected
No Man's
editions
Land
are
and the earthquake.
Yeah,
on,
collected
floppy.
editions
So
for both DC and Marvel are doing great, honestly. DC has their finest lines. I'll say this to anybody, if you don't have a lot of money, the finest line collection is perfect for you right now if you want to get into like older DC stuff. Well, I'm off to piss in your cornflakes and go to bed. Well, that's just disgusting. Do you want to have sex later on? And if you do, I'll be up in a moment after I finish reviewing this trade. We're gonna have, and I'll just make you have a bunch of orgasms, and then you'll throw me out. But I hope you have a good night, crazy big boob lady. I'm trying to figure out when is this first trade dropping. Paperback. There we go. Found it. G.I. Joe Volume 1, The Cobra Strikes. It is dropping on June 17th, 2025. And it collects the first 6 issues. There you go.
Oh yeah, they don't have anything for the earthquake in Gotham.
But this thing is, right now, if you're looking at everything, like Transformers drops May 13 through 18 with the Energon special. Oh, another thing people don't understand, with Diamond going out of business, Diamond did Free Comic Book Day. This is very likely going to be the last Free Comic Book Day ever, unless someone takes it from them. And keep in mind, Free Comic Book Day is always a loss because you're essentially just giving out shit for free.
And they have to pay for the stores, so.
She said, sorry, I'll bang the Mexican.
Those things.
Wait,
who's the Mexican?
You're not Mexican. You're white. Puerto Rican. What the hell are you?
Does she think I'm Mexican? Wait, is she talking about me?
I have no idea. She's mentally deranged.
Orale.
¿Cómo estás? All tacos. Can I get some of your taco, gamer chick? Can I eat the lettuce up and down?
Es que me gusta los hombres con taquito pantalones. I was gonna say a bad word, but I'm not gonna nuke your YouTube account. That's for you to do.
The thing is, I dated a Mexican girl. I know exactly how they are, so I have.
Well, so did I.
Hands-on experience with those kind of chicks. But yeah, we're gonna get into reviewing this book in just a moment here. I know that's why you guys are here. I'm just taking a little bit of a break because I finished reading it, and I was literally I was so busy all day. You guys have no idea how I've been just getting down. Literally no homo, not with dudes, straight up. I love men, and men treat me very well, and I love the way I can have conversations with men and be very open with men, but women are who I want to sleep with because I'm very, very straight. No? All right. So, what else is here? I know they're doing the Transformers hardcovers where it's going to collect the first 2 trades. What we could do is we could oh my goodness, Ultimate X-Men. Okay, I already have Ultimate X-Men in my card actually. Collects the first 6 issues. This collects the first 6 issues. Oh, actually, Black Panther collects the least out of the first 3. Black Panther only collects the first issues of 1 through 4, actually. So, we'll see how that goes. What else is there on the market? No, nothing else currently. You said Void Rivals was actually kind of good, right?
I've been enjoying Void Rivals. I've got to get through the second trade. I haven't started it yet because I'm trying to stay in order of stuff received. So I'm finishing up, like I said before, I'm finishing up Graham's books. And then it's Void Rivals and Destro are next. I didn't hear a ton about Destro either, so I'm looking forward to reading it and seeing how it goes. But I'm going to be happy to have the next one of these show up next month. I'm excited.
Yep, Ultimate Spider-Man drops in March, so I'm happy with that. Awesome. So
I've got to read both Ripazines.
You mean
I also have Yaira 2 and The War for Separation.
Wait, what was a Bloodruth? Remember, it's Bloodruth first.
And Bloodruth, did that ship yet?
No, Bloodruth #1,
no.
Yaira #2, and we have Great War of Separation. So I've actually ordered all of them, so I just have to wait.
I also have Achromatic Green. I think that's actually shipping soon.
I'm getting my order from Ripperson of Achromatic Chronicles Green tomorrow. Yeah, I was thinking about picking it up. No, I just, no offense to Jay, I actually wanted to pick it up. The issue was like I just had too much other things I was getting. Adding another thing to the list is just too much sometimes. But I'm ready. I'm all ready to go. How does Savage Dad feel about Rippaverse? I hate people when they do that. Literally watch the previous episodes where we talked about it. I don't get it.
Who is that?
That's my friend. He's just trolling us. But he said he wants to know your opinion about.
I don't see his comments.
He wants to know your opinion about
the
Rippaverse. You met him at Vegas. Remember, he was the white guy who was always drunk, trying to have sex with a lot of the girls like me.
Girls like you? He was trying to have sex with you? I'm confused.
Were you? Maybe you were too drunk to remember what I was saying. Were I talking gibberish? I
unfortunately didn't get drunk the whole time I was there, actually.
Wow. You know what's crazy? I didn't get drunk either. I think it's internet. Oh, you cut out there for a second. Did you
You did what there? Oh yeah. I was firing up another monitor here.
I wasn't there. Give me the TLDR. We actually did a ranking of all 6 books.
Yeah.
Here's what I say. I will say, as a TLDR, the Chuck Dixon stuff is the best stuff so far. I think Mike Barron's stuff, Mike Barron's Gooding is there for me right now to the top 3, but keep in mind, we'll have to get more issues and see if that one holds up to the other one. I have Eric's books at 4 and 5, and I had Yaira #1, which is by Jen and Sylvie, at number 6. So I'm pretty sure that would give you an indication of where I think it's at. Now, I think the books are improving. I even just a little thing like the ad placements are improving. Because I remember in ISO #1, the ad placements were all over the place. I was like, just if you want to do that stuff, put that stuff in the back of the book. Just put it in the back of the book and keep it there. And the ad placements and how they structure their ads in their books have gotten way better. As far as the story goes, Isam's story is, it's not that it's even like bad. It's just something that you're not like truly into yet. It's not like it hasn't connected yet, but it's not like it's a bad story. And there's some issues here and there, but I don't think it's bad. Yaira's the one where it wasn't even like it's bad itself. It's just disjointed and a little too convoluted. And that's the issue. Whereas folks with Gooding and Alpha Core and Horseman, they were just simple, dude. You know, like literally with the other books from Mike and Chuck, they're just simple. And you can tell they're just better writers. And keep in mind, Jen and Sylvie only wrote No Restraints Play for Marvel, and I have that over there. I have to review it eventually, but because you know, what's crazy is they actually had more industry experience than Eric actually wrote barely, yeah, because that's only 4 issues anyway.
I was gonna say, like, it definitely seems like Eric and Jen and Sylvie all had room to grow on things, but this year it looks like we're looking at a book almost every month if he keeps everything timed. And I mean, so far, what, Great War of Separation, end of January, basically, or just this week? I don't even remember what day I ordered.
Come on, another book is going to drop at the end of this month. Come on, he's going to drop a book every single month this year.
Yaira dropped at the beginning of January.
Yeah.
And then so February, you've got Great War of Separation. We're probably, looking at another book the end of this month.
I think he drops ISOM number 3 in July, because that's when ISOM number 1 dropped.
Probably.
I think he drops, What's the next
I don't know. See, that's the thing, though, dude. Jen and Sylvie were talking it up a bit today, so I don't know. Maybe that's the next book. Ooh. That one's the one most likely to be the furthest book along, and frankly, the one that needs to kind of finish its arc as he ramps up here. Like, we need to see the end of that. We need to cement Isom as kind of
there's a lot of loose threads from the last book.
All of those threads have to get tied up. That's what I'm hoping about with Yaira number 2. Like, Yaira 2 is going to decide if I bother with the character at all anymore. Like, I don't have a lot of invested interest after that first issue, and the problems I had with it with the villains were, it just didn't keep me interested.
Yeah.
It became hard to read the repetitiveness of the villains in that book. And then you had like Gooding, which I felt like knocked it out of the park. It fucking, it's like there with Alpha Core. I'm looking forward to Alpha Core 2. I'm looking forward to seeing Mike Barron get to do something with that book. I'm looking forward to seeing Chuck Dixon with Alpha Core and fucking Horseman come back as well. I really liked Horseman. It was good villains. That's the thing. These one-shot books that they've done have had so much better characterization because I think the writers, and this is the thing about writers and artists and creatives, dude.
Yep.
They always need this shit. They need a bound. They need something that hems in their desire to drag something out, because so many of them are that way. Like, you've got one issue to sell Horseman, and you've got one issue to sell Gooding. So you've got to have an interesting villain or villains. You've got to have an interesting, protagonist. You've got to have all these things, and you've got to have a story that at least keeps the reader engaged, because you get one shot at it, and if nobody gives a fuck about it, or if it gets, if there's critically panned, then it's done.
They seem to have resonated with a lot of people. A lot of people still come back.
That's what I'm saying.
And they buy the books.
And
it's not even that. Whenever the collections format drops, the books, every time I've seen a collection format for them drop, or even when like they were still doing the pre-order campaign, these books would hit like 20K in like a good 2 hours. There's interest there. There is. I just hope that's eventually it never goes away. I think the Saskas with Yaira needed you've got one shot. You've got one book to sell this character to the audience, and if it doesn't work, and to be fair, that kind of was Eric beforehand, before they came in. He kind of sold Yaira as a character initially on ISOM number 1, kind of barely. She was at like one appearance in,
and it was
less a panel. Yeah,
I didn't care really.
Yeah, that's
and then I felt like giving them a chance, and I was like, it was, it was all it was not their best effort though.
I think it was something where you see a white girl with big tits, and you're like, I just gotta like eat that shit out. I gotta eat her butthole. It's just what it is. Right when I can just put my tongue up in Yaira's ass for like a good 5 minutes, it's like gonna taste great.
Yeah.
Why do I hear smoke
Never know.
detectors,
I
sir?
don't know. You should check your batteries.
I should check my butthole. That's where I should look for them.
Probably.
All right, let's have some fun here, because I will say, before we get to the review, this is by far and away one of the best books. Sorry, I would say this before I eat out and have sex with your mom and your sister and your grandma, and when I actually go outside and go to the bank and pull some money out and put it in my wife's butthole. Jokes all aside, I'm entertaining. Sir, why am I hearing smoke detectors? Put some batteries in your smoke detector. Oh my God.
I'm fine. See, watch. I'll mute my mic. You'll still hear it.
Good Lord. I hate you. All right. He's just fucking with me. Damn soundboard. Fuck. Ugh. All right. All jokes aside.
There we go.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
See, I'm back.
Ultimate Spider-Man, Married with Children, Volume 1, written by Johnathan Hickman, is one of the best comic books I've read all year so far. This might actually end up being number one, pending how I feel about the Green Lantern book I reviewed with Lapsed Comic Fan. So far, Green Lantern, Back in Action Volume 1, and Ultimate Spider-Man, Married with Children, Volume 1. Those are my favorite books I've read so far. Holy shit. So, and then the Transformer book, I would probably have in there as number... it's going to be in their top 3. Those 3 right now are the best ones. Now, pending, we haven't got the third Transformers volume yet. So when we get that one, that's going to be... Imagine if like we did a top 10 books we've read during the year, at the end of the year, and both of them are Transformer books. That would be insane, actually. There's a good shot that Transformers third volume is going to be there. So those are my top 3 right now is Green Lantern, Back in Action, Ultimate Spider-Man, Married with Children, Transformers, Transport to Oblivion, The Horseman, which is from the Riververse, actually. That's the best book they put out so far. Horseman, Welcome to Flora Spark. I would probably also put the Ultimate Universe number 1 one-shot. I had some floppies in my best reads last year, and I had that one, and they're super fun. Ooh, super enjoyable. But it can only be that enjoyable if you get the setup from Ultimate Invasion. You know what I mean? Like, it can't. Yeah. But that's why I would have it lower. But man, this is so damn good. And Johnathan Hickman, man, does this guy write in a way where I have to, hey guys, here, look at this. Here's this plant next to this bank. And I'm gonna set it up right now with a plant. And this plant will be utilized as a plot device later on. And it's like, bro, not everything can be utilized later on, John. Stop the setup. Not everything has to. Dude will look at a fucking brick wall and he'll set a brick wall up to be in another panel. It's like, dude, no more setup. Just can you just give me story? Okay. All right. Let's have some fun here because it's going to take up the rest of the episode. We got to get this done. So I'm probably going to be like 30, 40 minutes. There's a lot to explain here. So we're going to be getting in my wife's butthole. Hell yeah. Give me the beep. Oh. Wow. Oh, sir, that's coming from your end. Crazy.
My end? Right. What are you talking about?
Time to get inside your butthole later on. All right, so I will be doing my best impression to be black. All right.
I already in black and white.
Hell yeah. We're going to have a banger here. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be doing our comic book review on Ultimate Spider-Man, Married with Children, Volume 1. So this is Ultimate Spider-Man, Married with Children, Volume 1, which is written by Johnathan Hickman with art done by Marco Cicchetto, actually. And I think I'm going to be blowing out Savage Dad's asshole later on as I dig all of this shit out with a dildo. Okay, I got you guys. I really did. I had everyone going for a moment there. What was that black guy that was talking? He was like, he had me in the first half, not going to lie. I had you guys in the first half, didn't I? Not going to lie. I had you guys. Okay. All jokes aside, we really got to get this done. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a comic book review on Ultimate Spider-Man Married with Children Volume 1. Yes, the trade paperback for Ultimate Spider-Man Married with Children Volume 1 is here. And as you guys already know, if you guys watched my Iron Man podcast a long time ago, I actually already read the first issue of this new Ultimate Spider-Man comic book series from Marvel Comics. So I'm just going to give you guys the quick TLDR on how we got here. But I do highly recommend you guys go and watch my Ultimate Invasion trade paperback review I did with Laps Comic Fan. And I also recommend you guys watch my Ultimate Universe #1 comic book review with Laps Comic Fan as well. Normally, I wouldn't say this is kind of a thing for comic books because usually you don't always have to read something before to understand something. Usually you can kind of just get in on a character if you're just getting in on like a volume 1, let's just say. But the reason why I would recommend you read Ultimate Invasion, the trade paperback, which has the first 4 issues, and Ultimate Universe #1 is because you would perfectly understand how this new Marvel Comics' Ultimate Universe began versus where it is at now. Also, this is not to be confused with Brian Michael Bendis' Ultimate Spider-Man. So that was his Ultimate Spider-Man from the 2000s. That universe ended up getting, essentially canceled, let's just say. And then they chose to bring their Ultimate Universe back in 2023 with the Ultimate Invasion event, with it being written by Johnathan Hickman. And then, as you guys know about Johnathan Hickman, he was, a guy that did so well on that event, he got a chance to have his, hand at writing for the Web Slinger. So before we even go over the story and how it was structured and what else you guys usually come here to hear us talk about comic books, this is by far and away the best comic book I've read this year. It's in contention with Green Lantern Back in Action Volume 1. This was so damn good. I actually did not want to stop reading this when I picked it up, and I read it again because I liked issue 1, and I was like, okay, this is some slow setup here. Usual Johnathan Hickman bullshit there with his setup. Johnathan Hickman is a guy where, like, he'll write a character going into a bank. You'll see a plant, and then that plant later on the next 2 issues will have a secret doorway into an underground railroad. So I thought, I didn't really like Ultimate Invasion, reading it all that much. The first issue was really good, but the last one really brought together. But that middle part was just a fucking drag to get through. But he did redeem himself in Ultimate Universe #1, which was the one-shot comic after that, which they should have put in that trade paperback, but Marvel's fucking full of idiots. I also read his Wolverine Revenge issue #1. I haven't read the other issues yet in that 4-part miniseries, but I liked Wolverine Revenge issue #1. And I also read Aliens versus Avengers issue #1 as well. Aliens versus Avengers, it's also on that, like, could have been, it was a cool concept, but it kind of floundered in a lot of the storytelling. But here, it was so good. I was sitting here reading this going like, damn, what the hell has this guy been? This is really good. Holy shit. So I can see why this series is one of Marvel Comics' best sellers. So this is not in the same continuity as the 616 universe, because you guys earlier on saw me do a review on Zeb Wells's The Amazing Spider-Man World Without Love Volume 1. I recommend going and watching that, so that way you guys can compare and contrast the difference in quality of writing between Zeb Wells and Johnathan Hickman. I will say I only read the first 5 issues of that run from Zeb Wells, but you can kind of tell that Johnathan Hickman just understands this character so damn well. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
What an outstanding fucking book here. Easily, like I said earlier, one of the best comic books I've read this year. It's going to be hard topping this in Green Lantern. Transformers Transport to Oblivion Volume 2 is in there as well. Hopefully that 3rd Transformers book can be in there. Man, such a great year for comic books. I've been having some fun reading this shit. But yeah, man, I know you've been wanted to talk about this series for a while, so you have the
Oh
floor.
yeah,
Go ahead.
well, this is easily Johnathan Hickman, like you were saying. Excuse me, like you were saying, obviously proves he understands Spider-Man, and if you look at him, like this isn't his first go round with Spider-Man either. Let me see here. JCK. When did he actually write Spider-Man after reading blah blah blah? What are his other? Yeah, when did he
If you
write
guys don't
Marvel?
know, Jonathan
2024
Hickman
present
is mostly known for doing House of X. He did Secret
Ultimates,
Wars.
yeah,
He has Gods to his name. He's written a lot of stuff for Marvel. He's
tons of
mostly a
stuff.
Marvel guy. Yeah, and it's crazy. A lot of people go, "Well, why do I never hear from Jonathan?" Guys, fun fact: he actually does do interviews. He does not do interviews under any circumstances. He just doesn't do them. That's his only actual requirement for writing comics. I don't do interviews. Okay, I guess.
Yeah, good, perfect.
That's probably a good thing.
Don't need to fucking talk to anybody. No, he just wants to write a good story and
he just
not
wants to get paid writing comics.
He has no, he has no interest in interacting with people's bullshit. But like, he wrote Marvel's latest iteration of Secret Wars. God knows if they'll do it again, where they'll, universe bending, timeline changing, retcon fest that Marvel does every now and again. It wasn't bad though. I didn't hate his take on that at all. I mean, he wrote House of X. He wrote Daredevil for more than a few minutes, but I know he's had another spat with Spider-Man before, and I'm trying to remember when it was.
Fantastic another
Four.
thing,
he had a legendary Fantastic Four run. His Fantastic Four run.
Labs Comic Fan brought up that his Fantastic Four one was really good. The other thing I'll mention here is specifically when it came to the Ultimate Spider-Man #1 issue. I remember when Marvel Comics or Marvel Entertainment, whatever Twitter account it was for Marvel, announced it. I have never seen an announcement that loved, because remember, guys, if you're talking about Spider-Man from the main 616 universe, he has been, let's say, having it rough the last forever, let's just say. So when
20 plus years, they've been shitting on him, and I've said I've make this argument anytime we talk about Spider-Man, is that Peter Parker and Spider-Man in the regular 616 is far and away the most hated IP by the company that actually owns it. I've never seen a company hate their IP more than Marvel and their editorial staff hate Peter Parker and the concept of Spider-Man. That's why this is a diamond in the rough. Even if they fuck everything in the second trade up, there is this. You can take this and read this story. This is far and away the best Spider-Man story I have probably read since
Clone Saga.
I'm gonna go ahead and say the last 20 years, dude. This is in the tops. There may be a couple other small here's and there's.
So Cyberfrog, Blood Honey.
Did everybody actually get that comic yet? I don't know. I don't think that counts. Like, Hickman just gets it, and it's clear that this is what Spider-Man could be if everybody currently in editorial at Marvel for the mainline universe got fired. And whoever's involved, like, how? This breaks every editorial edict that Marvel has had for Spider-Man for decades. It's perfect. It's everything that Spider-Man should have gotten after decades of being shit on. This is what we wanted to see. This is the evolution of the character that Marvel will never let fans have, where he goes from being a perpetual
underdog
with jobs with women. He can still be the underdog. I mean, he's got 2 fucking kids. He's got a full-time job, and he's a wife, and he's trying to do.
You know what's so weird?
They
had this as a concept a long time ago. They had this when he was married to Mary Jane, and they had a daughter named May Parker, but they made that non-canon or whatever.
That was the other thing. They made it non-canon. That was Marvel 2. That was their one of their earlier attempts at what kind of the Ultimate Universe became. They had Avengers 2, which was a team of Avengers of a bunch of young. They had like the Juggernaut's kid. It was weird. But the one that lasted the longest was Mayday Parker, which was Spider-Man's daughter.
It feels like a
who
natural
took on the
evolution for the
mantle of
character.
Spider-Girl.
Because the reason why I think a lot of the reasons that this book did well was not only because because remember I mentioned earlier before you were going. Do you remember the announcement that Marvel made on their Twitter account? It was so loved. I've never seen a comic book announcement that got that much love ever. You had people doing fucking shit like the W is so big, I'm gonna have to take a knee. Like, you think it's a joke, guys, but no, people were legitimately happy that Peter got a chance to have a, let's say, happy ending, but it's in an alternate universe, but you were happy he got it. So I can understand why Ultimate Spider-Man #1
we've been
sold as well as it did.
Anybody who's been reading Spider-Man as long as I have, probably longer. I bet you Gary Nerdrotic heard this and was like, I know he's sworn off Marvel, and I don't blame him. I get it. I think he'd enjoy this. I mean, hell, if I had an extra one of these, I'd hand it to him at Vegas and say, "You're not giving the money, but like,
you gotta
as a Spider-Man fan for so long, like myself, the fans deserved this. Peter deserved this, and people deserved getting a chance to read this, seeing him finally again." Loser in relationships, loser in life, loser at jobs, just being this perpetual loser that they want. This is what's fucked up about it, is they prop him up as if he's supposed to be some sort of golden example of what a hero should be, but he can never fucking get his shit together. You write him as if he's just a perpetual fuck up.
It just happened in the movies with the Tom Holland movies. He lost
everything
and they try to do it as the movie went. It's in everything.
And they try to
in comics, you know,
paint it as if he's it's a sacrifice. It's like, no, at some point it goes beyond the realm of sacrifice. And frankly, like, they don't age and shit. Like, there's nothing new you can do with Spider-Man. You can fuck him every which way from Sunday. The only new thing they figured out how to do with him was to cuck him out in front of the readers for some stupid fucking reason. And then I love it because like that the guy's like stepkid or whatever that was like with Mary Jane just completely makes a bitch out of the guy, and it's like, this is fuck this. What's going on and had been going on in current Marvel Spider-Man is the antithesis of this. That book actively hates fans of Peter Parker. They've never made it more evident than what you see going on now. This was written for people who cared.
Or it's not even the fact that they hate Spider-Man. It's the fact that they don't love the fact that he's Spider-Man. You know, they don't want to tell you a good Spider-Man story in the way that he's interacting with people in the book. Like, I just read the Amazing Spider-Man Zeb Wells Volume 1, The World Without Love, and it wasn't like it was generally like a bad read. It was just more like, why does he hate being Spider-Man? It's like there's some ominous, depressing feeling around the book, and it's just crazy how they wouldn't allow him. You know what's crazy, man? They wouldn't allow him to be with Mary Jane, and I'm like, okay, why can he have happiness in another girl then? Black Cat's trying to open up her legs or bend it over and spread that shit, and I was like, all right, why can he be happy with her? But no, he can't be happy with anyone, and that's just weird. Like,
that's the way they write him, though. They constantly fuck him. Sometimes it isn't for any reason. Sometimes it isn't some sort of grand sacrifice he makes to save somebody or save the world or some shit. It's literally just because they want to fuck him over.
Yeah.
That's what I got tired of. That wasn't this. This was a great story from fucking top to bottom. Lots of changes in the way that characters' dynamics play with one another, how they know each other. But you know what? At the core of it, what you get to see here is what you never got and always should have. An evolution of Peter Parker as a character. Peter Parker, nothing's changed, nothing's different, nothing's new. That's why it's interesting. Peter Parker has been made like the natural progression. Stale.
That's why I feel like this book reminds me of Superman and Lois, the TV show that came out like back in 2021. I watched the first 2 seasons. This reminds me of that. It feels like a natural progression for the character to be finally married and raising kids, because he's been the character where you do the origin story, you do a story where kind of like he's already Spider-Man. Like they did everything to the point where it's like there's got to be some progression there. It's like, why is this character not ever getting married?
They even had his X cuck him live on screen. So what more do we have to do with him that you can actually put on the printed page? Nothing. Peter Parker is a stale, boring white guy, and he is a stale comic book character. He's literally at the point now in the regular universe where nobody would care if they dropped him and threw Miles in there. I think that's where Peter is now. Who cares about Peter Parker? Nobody, not even the writers. In this book, though, you actually get an evolution of Peter Parker as a character. Not Spiderman becoming an Avenger or some other kind of shit. You get to see Peter Parker be a father. And this is the real problem, is that in media and in comic books, having a strong, capable, intelligent, proficient father figure at the forefront of any form of media has been taboo for
a very long time.
I don't know, 30 years.
Yeah. That's why I brought up earlier is the fact that when I saw this book get announced, Ultimate Spider-Man #1, I knew it was going to be a hit. I saw the response.
Still
I saw
the hit.
I just think it was going to be a big thing. And hey, I read issue 1 and it's finally starting to start pushing through it. Now, to be fair, I will admit this. I did take it off my pull list, not because I thought it was bad, because I only read issue 1 anyway, but I felt like it's better to just collect some of this stuff in trade. So obviously, I'm going to get the next trade. So the reason why I say, I mentioned it earlier, the reason why you kind of want to go and watch the previous comic book reviews I did with Labs Comic Fan on how this Ultimate Universe came to fruition, the new one that Marvel Comics is doing, is because if you actually don't read that stuff, or even if you don't even bother looking it up on the internet, which you can do,
doesn't make sense.
It's something you're going to be like, where does that come from? Now, to be fair,
I need to get Ultimate Power actually as well myself, because before I read the next trade.
Oh, that's DC. Marvel's is Ultimate Invasion.
Power, Ultimate Invasion.
Yeah. Now you could essentially read the cliff notes of what happened. It would be fine. Literally, I'll be honest here. You could go on Wikipedia and read it. I really wouldn't care. The reason why I want you to even just do cliff notes research, guys, is because you won't know who they're talking about unless you actually read that. That's why it's essential. Yeah. Usually, I would never say that. Usually, you can probably just jump in, but you won't kind of get the grand scheme of things in how the book is working unless you actually know what's going on. So let's go through the book, because it's actually fucking amazing. So just at the start of the book, they give you a brief synopsis on what happened. So essentially, 20 years ago, the Maker prevented a radioactive spider from biting a young Peter Parker, because that was the thing with the Maker, and that is true. So essentially, in the Ultimate Invasion event, he went around and stopped all the heroes from having their origin stories, because he wanted to make sure the heroes he wanted to make sure that they did not exist anymore in certain universes or timelines or whatever. So there's even a scene of that happening in Ultimate Invasion. So you guys know what that is. So let's go forward. So I actually, as you guys know, I already read issue 1. I know on the back of my hand. So essentially, Peter Parker himself is kind of at a point in his life where he's married. He got the girl he wanted. He feels like he shouldn't have her, but they're married, obviously. They have 2 kids. And he feels like later in the book, at least in the first issue, that he feels empty in life. There was something missing in his life, right? Also, as the other point for issue 1, okay, so in Ultimate Invasion, which led to that council getting made, and then you have Ultimate Universe #1, what ended up happening in Ultimate Universe #1 was the council that the Maker made. They're the people that are behind Kingpin. They're the people that are running and calling the shots. They launched a laser from one of their things that they had in the sky. They launched a laser to the Earth, and that's where you see later in the book where that came from. That comes from them. They wanted to frame the Starks for something, and keep in mind, this council was made in secret from the Maker, so you would never expect them at all. You would never suspect them. You would never even think about them, right? And since it was Stark's technology that they took control of to fire that laser, everyone's going to blame Stark, right? And as you guys know, Tony Stark is Iron Lad, and in this universe, his dad, Howard Stark, is Iron Man. So just keep that in mind there. So in this universe, Norman Osborn is dead, Aunt May is dead, Ben Parker is alive, and J. Jonah Jameson, who you know as the owner of the Daily Bugle, is best friends with Ben Parker. So Harry is alive. Harry lost his dad later Harry lost his dad in that big giant laser beam that leveled Manhattan where they live. Then it gets to the point where they have this meeting at the Daily Bugle because that's where Peter works, because that's always been a thing. He always has to work at the Daily Bugle. So J. Jonah Jameson quits earlier on in the story because he feels like the Bugle is trying to make him publish stuff that he doesn't want to publish. There's also a moment in the book before that where Peter is talking to Uncle Ben about how he feels about Aunt May dying. Basically, he did the most manly shit you could do to say to that guy. He says, you know what? I never truly got over her, but I have to keep pushing. Right there. You can lose someone, you honor their memory, and you keep pushing. That's the best shit he says all book, in my opinion. After that, like I said earlier, J. Jonah Jameson he quits the Daily Bugle because who ends up running the Daily Bugle? Oh, good old Kingpin. That's who's running the Daily Bugle. And who's that? You got Bullseye right there. So after that, Kingpin ends up getting attacked by the Green Goblin. So there's a Green Goblin that exists, obviously, in this universe as well. I'm going to be honest, you guys are watching this for spoilers. You know it's Harry Osborn. I knew it was Harry Osborn. I don't know why Marvel kept it a secret. Let's be honest here. So that's the reason why I was like, wait a minute, you know this is Harry Osborn. That's like the only fault of the book you could probably think of. It's like, oh, that was pretty obvious it was going to be Harry Osborn. But how did you feel about the first part of the book?
No, I thought that the whole setup was great. It was really interesting. It was very kind of easy to just generally understand what went down, and the lead up from Ultimate Invasion. Really, once you're about halfway into issue 1, you're not even thinking about how we got here. You're thinking about what's going on in the story. There's some very interesting key elements going on. You see Uncle Ben. You get to spend some time with Uncle Ben, which never happened before. And him and Jameson are buddies, and everything was good. It worked.
The relationship between Peter and Mary Jane was awesome. They had this conversation on the couch, and
were good. What was it? The dialogue was good. Like
Hickman's that was great. Dialogue. Yeah, there's a moment in issue 1 where they were talking, and then I thought they were gonna have some hot sex. I think they should be having sex in these books. That's just me. I would love to see her spread that shit, but she ends up, giving him the reassurance that she will always be there for him. And then there's this thing that he has where he opens it, and it's a monitored image of Tony Stark basically telling him what ended up happening in Ultimate Invasion and Ultimate Universe as a TLDR. And later on, as he cracks open that orb that he has, it has the radioactive spider that was supposed to bite him, and he ends up letting it bite him, and that's how he ends up getting his powers. Now, another thing to go over when we're reviewing this is he's not actually called Spider-Man yet. That's another special moment that happens later on in the book. So when people said, oh, this is a Spider-Man book without Spider-Man, that's not really entirely true. He's just not called Spider-Man until they had a moment to really solidify who he was, because now you go into like issue 2 of the book where this suit is not something that he made. This suit is actually something that comes from like that orb, or it comes from the spider or whatever, and it can kind of just manifest itself out of him whenever he needs it. So that's a pretty cool little change there. It kind of took me off guard, but I think it's fairly convenient, honestly. He's using a black suit. It's not the black symbiote suit. It's just a black suit, And then it's just a cute little moment where his daughter is like, hey, I'm kind of scared of that spider guy going around. And he's like, it's not that bad. Yeah. And then Spider-Man's only been Spider-Man for 2 weeks so far in this continuity. J. Jonah Jameson and Ben Parker talk about, hey, we got to start this business up because they want to go and make their own business now that they've left the Daily Bugle, because they believe the Daily Bugle is bought and paid for by other people. And then after that, Spider-Man has his first interaction with Shocker. Yeah, Shocker is the first villain he has an interaction with as a hero. He can't really stick any landings, actually. He gets tricked by Shocker twice in one night. It's like, okay, this guy is really just on his first day of the job. It's like, okay, all right. So then after that, he loses to Shocker twice. He ends up getting back home late. His daughter sees him, and he reassures his daughter, hey, it's me. I'm not someone to be scared of, and I'll, make sure you're safe. But just don't tell anyone. So far, only his daughter knows he's Spider-Man. He didn't tell Mary Jane or his son that he was Spider-Man as well. So what about you? What did you think about the book at that point?
No, I thought that was one of the kind of the more fun parts about part two, watching him kind of just have this like adjustment period. It was a lot like in the first movie with Tobey Maguire, he's going out there, he's kind of trying to figure out the extents with which he actually can function, and how the suit works, and the whole thing. So it was definitely interesting, engaging, quite fun. The scene with his daughter was like fucking this right here. This was just adorable. I fucking loved it. This hit home again. This is something you've never seen before with Peter Parker. Mask off, he's Peter Parker. In his home, he's Peter Parker. It's something you never got to see or knew that you would enjoy so much. It's fucking perfect. And this is the thing that pisses me off about this crap, where they won't let fathers and parents or adults like have kids in comic books and shit. It's like, no, this was engaging. It was fun. It was a new thing. It's a stake raising. He has way more at stake now as a father and everything else. He's taking on,
because he already mentioned that in the first part of the book, remember, where he says, well, there's bills and everything, and you could tell, like, obviously living in New York is fairly expensive. So after he has the second bounce with Shocker, you get one of the villains from Ultimate Invasion that works for the Maker. He's talking about Kingpin. He talks to Kingpin, and then after that, we see the Green Goblin looking at the interaction that Spider-Man and Shocker had, and then after that, you get a nice little cute moment where she writes him a note. She actually is not scared of him anymore. That was a little cute thing they tied in, which I thought was really, really cool, where the note said, "Dad, I drew a picture of your spider. I hope you like it. You're the best. Love, May." What an absolute adorable, cute moment right there.
Seriously, like, fucking, I mean,
just
by then I was already sold on, like, okay, I'm reading
like,
this
I can only get so hard
as long as it's this.
I can only be so hard.
Dude. It's just like, I'm reading this for as long as Hickman's going to be on this, doing this story, writing this way. Again, this is a Peter Parker that we never got before, and frankly, we'll probably never get again. So I'm going to read it as long as I have it to enjoy.
So then after that, you have Mary Jane and the older son. They go out and do something. He has to get shoes. Peter is like, I want to have some father-daughter time. And he's like, hey, honey, do these suits look cool? She was like, Dad, no, those suits look like trash. And he was like, okay, what about this one? And he's like, after that point, he dons the classic red and blue, and he takes her swinging. What a great other wholesome dad moment right there. She's the one that got a chance to pick out his suit. So then after that, you get Ben and J. Jonah Jameson getting a building for their new newspaper outlet that they want to, try to do, because they want to uncover what is Kingpin hiding. Peter is, outside staking out something, because earlier on in issue 2 and issue 1, it's revealed that someone is constantly making attempts at Fist's life, actually. And then we finally get a chance to see Green Goblin fighting with, I presume, Bullseye. That looks like Bullseye to me, so I just assume it's Bullseye. Yep. He fights Bullseye. Spider-Man ends up getting tangled in it as well. They do end up overcoming him, because Bullseye says, how are you a hero when you weren't even looking at your surroundings? And then later on, Harry does that to him, the same line, and then Peter ends up, knocking him out. And then after that, it is, Peter's suit, I guess it's battery powered or whatever he has it to make it work. It dies out. And then Peter reveals himself to Green Goblin. It's actually accidentally, the suit just powers down for some reason. And then Harry, I'll be honest here, you could tell this was Harry. I knew it was Harry even when I just read issue 1. It's not that big of a reveal. It's like, that was going to happen. Yeah. But what takes a turn in this series compared to the main continuity is Harry's not actually a villain here yet, I guess, because there is some little play there about, like, later on he says, well, am I a hero? What am I supposed to do? I'll try to find that out exactly. So now Peter and Harry both know that they're the Green Goblin and Spider-Man. Keep in mind, but Spider-Man's not named yet. Neither is Green Goblin.
Yeah.
So issue 4 drops, and basically this is an issue of the book where it's only just Peter Parker and Mary Jane having a dinner with Harry, and Harry's wife in this continuity is actually Gwen Stacy, and she looks very, very gorgeous.
I like that. I like that take. I thought that was a fun take, a good use of Gwen Stacy, of bringing a character back in. I'm like, this works, and I like
the dialogue they had at the dinner was great. I'll say that
this is where Hickman's dialogue shines so much. And you know what's great about his dialogue? Look at this. The dialogue in this issue is fantastic, but look at it. Look at how little of it there is.
Yeah.
He says and does so much with so little.
You know what's crazy? The Gwen Stacy character is so vitally important to the way Peter later on functions, even though it's like subliminal, because she later on in this issue of the book talks about, okay, I actually think what Spider-Man, what she calls it's called I forgot what he's called initially, but the Spider-Man, as you guys know, she's talking about what good he's actually doing, because Peter at this point in the book doesn't know what his true purpose is as being Spider-Man. He found his purpose as being Spider-Man, but he doesn't know, what am I supposed to do with being Spider-Man. Later on in the book, that's a little cute moment of like, J. Jonah Jameson is not really liked by the daughter, but that's another cute moment. Peter and Mary Jane and Gwen talk more about, okay, I can actually help you out with your business. And then you later get the iconic line of like Peter getting told, with great power comes great responsibility, by Harry, actually. And after that, Peter and MJ, walk down the street late at night. And then, she says, he starts saying the world needing heroes. And she says, what do I need heroes for, Peter? I've got you. Just absolutely the most wholesome moment right there between the two. Their relationship is actually fantastic. Great dialogue, great pacing throughout the book so far. And hey, I thought initially reading this, Harry and Gwen are going to be like villains later. No, they're actually just good guys throughout the book, honestly. There's nothing bad about them at all, really.
Really chill with each other. But you touch on a good point there, is that the way that Mary Jane and Peter's relationship is characterized is so on point. It's what it always was. Like it's the way they always were together. It's what made it so great. The vulnerability they had with one another, the strength they found in one another, the reassurance, the comfort that they developed over decades of being together, for better or worse.
Outside of the daughter moment that we just talked about, outside of the daughter moment we talked about, where he got a chance to have her on his back as he was swinging through New York, that might be the best moment in the book right there. Where she's like, she don't. That's easily one of, if not the best moments in the book so far. Keep in mind, when this specific issue dropped for this run, I was remembering a lot of people saying, "Oh, this is Spider-Man without Spider-Man." But to be fair, you would probably feel different if you were reading this, obviously, as a monthly. But this is vital character development right there. Even though he might not be in the issue as much as Spider-Man, that doesn't really matter. What matters is how are they progressing the personal relationships around Peter forward. That's the most important thing. You don't need Spider-Man for that. You need Spider-Man for a different relationship that involves the villains, actually.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, too. That's one of the things, too, that kind of became very prevalent with Marvel, is that their hatred for Peter Parker basically made them truncate. Like, you don't get Peter Parker stories much anymore, and you certainly don't see him in the books very much. Panel for panel, it's like 80% fucking Spider-Man, because let's move that merch. Let's mantleize this character. Let's diminish the man behind it. And that's not what you get. What you're getting in this trade, you're getting Peter Parker almost more than Spider-Man. This is almost more Peter's story than it is Spider-Man's. And I appreciate the shit out of that. That's such a great way to approach the book.
Even just how they narratively structure things, because later on, around issues 5 and 6 of the first trade, what they do is what a lot of other books struggle to do. Not even the ones I've read, it's what I've also heard you guys talk about. Where, like, in comic books, I would say Yara number 1's the biggest culprit of this. Whereas, like, they try to set up many structures in a story, and they try to tackle many structures randomly, but then it's narratively not flowing very good in one structure, so they jump to another structure trying to kind of make it work, but then it all just feels up and end up getting jumbled. The reason
you just
why
do too much.
Yeah, so what ended up happening later on in the book is that you finally get a little bit of how Norman's relationship was with Harry. Norman didn't like Harry. Harry was always late, and he was basically narrowly 5 minutes late from getting vaporized, honestly. But the point of that interaction was to kind of show Harry, hey, you're an Osborn, probably should start acting like it, and you should probably start being on time. Then you get the backstory on not necessarily like how he felt after his dad died, but essentially after his dad died, they got a chance to essentially inherit Stark Industries and everything about Stark Industries. So then later on, Kingpin, obviously being in the dirty stuff that he's into, tries to basically bribe Harry into kind of giving him some favors. Not sexual. He needs them for business-related stuff to not be noticed by people, actually. Then later on, Dr. Otto Octavius is in the book. Yeah, he's the guy that ends up helping Harry uncover the stuff in the Stark Industry building that they now own. They see the Iron Man armors. But then later on, they end up making a green goblin suit for Harry, and he ends up utilizing this to essentially fight crime. And then it jumps back to the moments later on in the book. So you have an issue of the book where you get a chance to have all the backstory unfolding in various key places that you didn't know when it was going on. It was a nice playoff. You had a moment you already know what's going to happen, but then you see it from another character's perspective, and even before that, how they even got to that moment. That was great. So he saw Peter interacting with Shocker, and he lost twice, so Harry ended up going over there and, taking care of him. Shocker got his gloves because randomly, they didn't actually reveal this, so Shocker's gloves come from a guy that he basically took them from. For like Tony Stark's probably the only issue that's in the book is that Shocker got his gloves from a guy that was sitting there looking at a Stark hologram, and then Shocker just took the gloves. That maybe that'll get touched on in issue 2. Sorry, trade 2, but that was like the only real issue I would probably have with the book. That was just random, and I thought that was just kind of stupid. You could have just had Shocker get his gloves by just him find them on the ground. It didn't really need to be there. But then Harry end up having a dialogue with Bullseye, trying to interrogate him. Now, that's the part of the book where it plays into. It's like, did this guy do some villain shit to get that information out of him, or did he just kind of like torture him? I don't know. Just kind of plays off like that. And then, Peter and Harry before that have more of a personal dialogue with each other, because after they found out who each other were, they ended up going to a bar and having drinks. So now you get into the very last issue of the book where things kind of come all together. Peter ends up getting home because it plays from an event happening before it. So Peter ends up getting home late, basically early in the morning, has a black eye, and they're kind of wondering like, hey, what happened to you? Did 2 black guys jump you? Because that's what black guys would do in New York, because they cause a lot of crime. I wouldn't put it past it being black guys. The daughter blurts out, oh, Daddy was being a superhero. And she's like, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it. It's like, he'd been wanting to tell her anyway. It was kind of cute way it happened. So he ends up telling her what happened the previous night. So basically, Harry and Peter stake out Fisk's building because they need to actually, take him down and figure out what he knows about the people that are behind him. And then essentially they end up having a fight. He ends up trapping them. They end up having a 2v1. This also still proves that Fisk, despite being a human, is very, very powerful for a human. I mean, he would even give Batman kind of a run for his money sometimes, given how strong he actually is. People think he's fat, as far as like he's just a fat guy. No, he's actually it's muscle. It's not exactly like, it's not like blubber that's on his body. He's actually a pretty well-adjusted like character. He's very dangerous. Also can fight very well too. In a lot of comics, he can fight very well. He can even fight Red Skull. He's a pretty prominent fighter himself. So after that, Spider-Man ends up getting the black eye because he punched him in the eye. Good Lord, that must hurt, getting hit by a fat guy that big. So they end up escaping because Harry leaves the Green Goblin glider outside, ends up throwing a bomb at the place so they can escape, and then that's how he ended up getting hurt. He teamed up with Harry and got his ass handed to him by Fisk, which makes sense because he's only been Spider-Man at this point for like, what, 3 weeks? Maybe at this point, actually. Yeah. So later on, he ends up, telling them the whole TLDR about his life as Spider-Man. And then after that, Mary Jane, not mad at him. She's kind of disappointed he didn't tell her initially up front. But she was like, do you have a code name? Because earlier in this issue of the book, Peter told Harry, hey, you should be calling me Peter out in the open because they would figure out our secret identities. And he's like, what do they call me? Green Goblin? He's like, I don't like that. But that's like the media calls you that. And he was like, you know what? I kind of like it. And later on, she starts kind of quoting the name Little Spider. And then, he says, so what am I supposed to call you? Oh, sorry. She says, what am I supposed to call you when you're in costume? Actually, that came up recently. I have no idea. And then after that, we have I would say the other top 3 moment of the book where she actually gives him the name. She says, you're Spider-Man. As he does what he does with his daughter, has her on her back, and swings off with her. So that was one of the best moments also in the book as well. So
the book filled with great fucking moments the whole way through. That's been kind of the key to the whole thing. The biggest key to the whole thing is like Johnathan Hickman knocked this all the way the fuck out of the park, man. This wasn't just a home run. This was a grand slam. This is everything Spider-Man fans.
That right there was
Spider-Man fans like me have been waiting for.
That was
our entire history of reading them.
Right there was the chef's kiss moment of the entire book. Even though the other moments were also really, really good. The part where she says, "Oh, Peter isn't obvious. You're Spider-Man." That's just like, there can't be a better panel than that I've read this year so far.
Yeah.
Holy crap! This book just completely knocked it out of the park. Dialogue, pacing, character interactions, storytelling. Literally one problem with the book I can find, which is the shocker shit, which I think was kind of stupid. Other than that, the whole thing was entirely just, man, I don't do ratings anymore because people only kind of would watch for ratings. But if I was still doing ratings, this would be a 9 out of 10. This would be a 9 out of 10. This is one of the best comic books I've me, man. This is one of the best comic books I've ever read in my entire life. This might end up being number one, depending on what comes out later in the year.
This is a top 3 Spider-Man story for me. I'd have to go back and probably do some research. I love the Revelations saga. I liked the way they ended, even though it was very tragic. The end of the Clone Saga was good. It was heart-wrenching. It grabbed you. I hadn't even been reading Spider-Man that long. I hadn't read all of the Clone Saga. I mean, I knew enough about it. I'd, look things up and everything else, but this is everything that anybody who's read Spider-Man for a long time and grew up loving Peter Parker and Spider-Man and really getting the character and understanding what the character was about. This is everything that we've wanted. This is
basically Superman and Lois for Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, it was like, Superman Reborn when he had a son and everything, and then Brian Michael Bendis fucked it all up. Fuck Brian Michael Bendis. But I mean that didn't even hit like this did. This had a lot more emphasis on what was going on.
I think Black Cat looks better than Mary Jane, but she's obviously still would be there. Mary Jane is exceptionally attractive in the book. Oh my god.
They draw her.
You think she wants it in her back
door?
Look
like a man or anything.
You think she likes it in the back door?
Not as much as you do, MSK.
God, Gwen Stacy, she was looking good. The tits were looking, those boobs were looking pretty good.
All the women were drawn in an attractive way.
Yeah,
the art was good. It wasn't like, I'm a big fan of John Romita Jr.'s. I love like the Kubert's work on Spider-Man, but no, I actually like Chichetio. Some work that he'd done with Punisher a ways back. I'm glad to see the
because on issues 4 and 5. I don't know if he comes back for issues 7 through 12, but David.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Messina covers issues 4 through 5, but it felt like he had it felt pretty similar to Marco Cicchetto's art anyway. It felt pretty similar.
It wasn't quite as good. I think that was them trying to see if they could find somebody at a lower page count, but I think Cicchetto was back in 6, and I don't know who drew 7, but we'll find out.
And it was crazy. All these variant covers, man. I remember I ordered that. That was the one that I ordered. And you guys remember when I reviewed it with James? It was the black suit Spider-Man one that I ordered. And keep in mind, hey, I got it lucky. The black suit was the first suit he ever actually used in the book anyway. And I thought I only ordered one, but it turns out I actually ordered 2. So, James owns the other one. I have it over there somewhere. It's sealed up. But they actually went to print Ultimate Spider-Man #1 10 times, along with Transformers, along with a lot of the other hit series you guys remember. Man, 10 printings for Ultimate Spider-Man #1. Look at all the other artwork, the cover art. They did Scarlet Spider, they did Ben Reilly, they did Spider-Man 2099. Look at all these variant covers. God, oh my god, the variant covers were so good. When Ultimate Spider-Man #1 dropped. Oh my goodness, they were fucking great. Mary Jane on a couch looking like she's about to get casting couch by Peter. You just can't make that shit up. She looked like she needs to get raw dogged. Just saying.
It was it's so good. I just, it gives me dread knowing that eventually Marvel will fuck it up, but I'm going
There's
to
no way. I can't believe it. You can't fucking
stay along for the ride for now.
There's no way they can fuck up something this bad. There's actually no way.
It's too good. That's what I'm saying. They can absolutely fuck it up. They could put Mark Waid on the book.
Hell yeah. Great writer right there. Book.
They could put what's her face on it, Kelly Jones or whatever the fuck.
Put Mandy Summers on it.
Oh, what is she gonna do? 2-finger inserts just to get people to read it? I don't think so.
I don't think the book would come out. She's pretty behind on deadlines right now.
Dude, yeah, people in new CG aren't about deadlines, bro. They're about never putting a book out.
Like, man, you had a cover like that with Peter and MJ. Look at that.
Dude, no.
So good, man.
All the covers, the J. Scott Campbell.
He was going out of the park with
renditions of his classic covers. Oh,
yeah.
Bro. I have those Amazing Spider-Man original covers, dude. They sell for a decent amount on Amazon.
Well, they do. Yeah.
Yeah. I have those in floppy. I bought them when they came out. They were just cover price, dude. So
just, man, when I read this, because I was thinking, you know what, I should probably skip issue 1 because I had it and I read it when it dropped. I was like, you know what, let's probably reread it again because it makes sure it just flows and connects better. Because, you know, if you read issue 1 and then you wait for a trade, you can kind of forget what ended up happening. I didn't actually forget the book. It was just, you know, it's different reading a book if it's a monthly floppy compared to a trade. That's why I always tell people some theories are just better collected and kind of viewed and read in trades rather than a floppy. Like, I will say this, issue 4 doesn't really have much going on because that's the only real criticized one that people had, but it is super vital in setting up personal relationships with the character. That's the biggest point. And yeah, there's not actually a lot of Spider-Man in the book, but the moments he is in the book of Spider-Man, it's to show you that he's still kind of learning being Spider-Man, as far as like not being able to tell that Shocker was lying, moments where he can't beat Kingpin. There's also moments where he kind of didn't know about the surroundings and how villains function. He keeps saying in the book, I'm new at this. It's going to take some while getting used to this, you know? But then he later on hears, with great power comes great responsibility. That was the most surprising line of the book because I didn't think that was ever going to be said. I was like, it didn't register in my mind. When he finally said, I was like, wow, everything's just coming together. Truly one of the best comic books I've ever read. I'm not kidding. This is up there with Transformers, Robots in the Skies, Volume 1. That was another just certified.
Oh, easily, dude. This is probably my favorite book I've read so far this year. Even over Volume 2 of Transformers.
I mean, that was good too. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
I always recommend, man, you got to read Green Lantern Back in Action Volume 1. I know you're gonna like it. And if you don't,
maybe if they make a DC compact comic out of it.
I wait. Don't get me. I'll buy that too. I'll reread it just to get it then. I'll just buy it again. I don't care. Good Lord. But yeah, man, any closing thoughts, opinions you want to have on Ultimate Spider-Man?
No, if you want to read a Spider-Man book, people, if you're jonesing for something and you're done with the mainstream, I don't advocate for giving Marvel any sort of money, but you know what? If you're buying this at a comic book shop, you're giving the store owner money. So there is that. But yeah, pick it up. It's good. If you're a long time reader of Spider-Man and you walked away long ago because, like me, you just got tired of the misery porn that was the Spider-Man ongoing, this is the book you were looking for.
Like, even just the tangible dialogue where we said earlier in the review with Gwen Stacy kind of giving Peter that reassurance, like she likes the idea of Spider-Man existing. The part where she says that he exists for a reason, that there must be a point to him, a purpose for someone or someone's, he's fulfilling a need for good or bad. And what I also liked about the Harry and Gwen relationship was that it wasn't those relationships where you feel like you and your wife have a good relationship, but then typically if I had a wife, we would be like at each other's throats, we would hate each other. I liked how they weren't a couple that just hated each other and they were just only together because like that was cool.
Neither of the couples were this like there was no cliche dynamic of like the good couple and the bad couple and the other shit. It was just like two different sets of people who were just four different people altogether, and it was good to see them having a simple conversation.
Yeah, best moments in the book. Obviously, the end part of issue 2, his daughter writes him the letter. Then straight up after that, when she's with him trying to pick out the suit, the part where Mary Jane says, "What do I need heroes for? I have you." Even in the first book, you have that reassurance that she's always going to be there with him because she's been there through thick and thin with him. So, you know, she gives him that kiss on the forehead. You have a part of the issue. You have the great power, great responsibility quote from Harry. And then you get the that last one. That reminds me of when I just recently read Brian Azzarella's Joker. Joker's monologuing to Batman. He's going like, "Why are you dressed up the way you do?" And Batman says that only line in the book to mock you. Just right there, this kind of line is how you write dialogue. It all makes sense when it comes together. That part where she's like, "You're Spider-Man," this is the best Spider-Man book I've ever read. This is so damn good. This is easily, if I did ratings, a 9 out of 10. I don't do ratings anymore, but I highly recommend. This is a certified banger. And Johnathan Hickman didn't do his usual, I must now set up how this rock looks like in this later issue because it was a rock and it led to this secret doorway. It's like, Johnathan, no more setup. I can only take so much. Please. I would hope in the next issue.
Dude, this just shows how this is just how refined Johnathan Hickman has become over the years, because I mean, like, he was blowing up and big there in the like late 2000s to 2010s, and he kind of, I mean, I hadn't seen him doing a lot of things. He isn't jumping on a billion different books and not even doing his own things, which he did for a little bit there. But he comes in and he does this, and he does it with a very distinct vision.
That's how they gave it away. When issue 2 dropped, people don't know. When issue 2 dropped, that's when you could tell he was Green Goblin. You can see Harry right there. But I'll say, guys, if you know Spider-Man mythos, you know he becomes Green Goblin at some point. It wasn't a super like that's like fucking saying, "Oh my god!" At some point, Harvey Dent. If you saw Harvey Dent, you know at some points he would be Two-Face. You know at one point he will be that character. But so
pretty much.
Other than that, great book. Great everything, all of it. Loved every single moment of it. Couldn't stop reading it when I picked it up. Didn't drag, didn't slog. It was just a great read, start to finish. So the next book in order of this that I'm going to review with Labs Comic Fan is actually going to be this one, Ultimate Black Panther. This is only 4 issues. That was actually 6. And then after that, we have to do Ultimate X-Men, and we have to do the Ultimates. So, good Lord. As you guys know, a lot of comic book reviews we'll be doing for you guys. But man, was that a certified banger. It just sucks that people aren't going to ever discover that now because of the way Marvel Comics have had the quality control around their storytelling. It's just not been good. But I do recommend you guys grab volume 1. It's literally like $10. If you don't got $10, you're a broke, worthless fucking loser. So let's be honest here, you probably couldn't afford it anyway. But you got $10, you were going to spend it on some OnlyFans thought. Give your money to great storytelling that you can honestly read that randomly and it'll still just hit you the same way. That's a book you could just reread and just, oh, this is fucking great. Literally, I can't get harder after this. Johnathan Hickman, Ultimate Spider-Man, Married with Children Volume 1, certified banger. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. Or you can see me next Tuesday. I'm joking. So I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're signing out, guys. See you guys later. Deuces. Peace. So I will go put this up. And then Wow. Why do you go put this up right now? Let me put this bad boy right there. Good Lord. Why does it sound like something stuck in my ass?
It probably is.
Oh, there was something stuck in my...
Oh.
God. Oh, wow. So we'll be here for like another 10 minutes. So now you got to go to bed soon. But no, guys, that's why sometimes when we do reviews, we're not going to do topics because it could be taking the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, especially with something like that book, there's a lot to talk about with a book like that. There's a lot going on. There's going to be those reviews where there just isn't like, it's very evident what was going on. Like usually a bad review, I think, or review that's not even bad, but it's certainly not as great with that. Like great books, there's a lot to talk about. And then, well, really, with bad books, there's a lot to talk about too. Like we went on pretty long on the Deadpool and Wolverine thing, and that just wasn't good.
But that was
like
to highlight how
mediocre
bad
book.
Marvel Comics had been. Because if we didn't go through that, that means we wouldn't. Because it's like one of those things where people could talk about how bad new Marvel Comics could be, but then again, if you don't actually consume them to some extent, or actually a little bit, just a tiny bit, like we did, it's hard to really say. But I was like, man, I've seen how bad Marvel Comics can get recently. That Deadpool Wolverine series, that will show you how bad shit can be. And that's written by Joe Kelly, who's done good stuff in the past. It's not like he has horrifically bad. It's not like they hired someone that's untalented. They're trusting him to be on the Spider-Man book coming up in March. So
remember how you got a new computer? Check out my new case. Oh, hold on.
Got a new case.
Light off on me in here. I did. I got a new computer case. Where's my thing at? Here we go. There it is. Check that out. Look how big this fucking box is. Moving all my shit over to this new case. What am I? Yeah. So yeah, I'm waiting for my new power supply to show up, but this thing's fucking huge. Look how thick that is. So thick.
That's a giant case for your computer?
Yeah, that's the computer case.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I gotta put in mine too. I have to have James shove it inside me.
Yeah, I'm gonna move all my stuff over in my current tower into this extra thick tower. So thick. But yeah,
so
I showed it the other day. That'll be my weekend probably. After I'm done with the TPC.
As you guys know, I have been dropping consistent content on my main channel and my comic book one. Oh god, it's crazy. So sometimes downloading the VODs from StreamYards, it makes sometimes the VODs are like really laggy, and I'm like, there's no way. So StreamYards has been messing up for a lot of people. Hopefully they fix the issue.
Yeah,
having
StreamYards has got some kind of issues going on. I've been seeing a lot of.
It's crazy because they increased the price. They increased the price to like $45, and it's like
they increased the price and they made the product shittier.
Yeah, whoever you're paying more money for shit, and then it's not up to the standard of quality that we're paying for. That's when I would get mad for quality control. It's like you increased the price, so I expect a better quality product, and the product's been hit or miss. But good lord, man. I dropped the video where it was Mark Waid loses his mind over Donald Trump. Man, it's like, I can't write good superheroes anymore. It's like, Mark, if someone becoming a president means you can't write good superheroes, then, fun fact, you're a bad person. Like, what the fuck?
Mark Waid is past his prime. He's a has-been just like Ethan Van Sciver was. He's a writer's Ethan Van Sciver.
Good
He's
God.
just an overweight, dramatic
fat piece of shit. Yeah, like that's also the other thing. Oh, I want to ask you, did you watch the Fantastic Four teaser trailer?
Yes, it
wasn't bad.
I'm not sure how I feel about it. Like the look is there.
The feeling is there.
Like I think Rob Liefeld even mentioned this on his Twitter. Like there's something about that scene with the thing. I feel like some AI is used there. Like it almost looks like it looks like an animated movie. Like it's
they had come out and said there was no AI that was used during the thing.
They're gonna
have to say that
all the time, but that's bullshit. But yeah, I don't know. The look was good. I can't shit on the look. I can't shit on what they teased, the Red Ghost with fucking Galactus, Ben Grimm's voice a little off, if I really want to nitpick it, but it's not the worst thing. So yeah, I don't know. I'm I'll watch a trailer. I still don't know if I'm going to theater to see it. Do I think that it can
Oh,
save
wait, hold
the
on.
super
Oh, you cut in and
film
out. What was
or
that?
Marvel? Probably not. But I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be, dude.
Yeah, that's the problem with it is, oof, because I actually need to go and read Fantastic Four stuff. I'll be honest with people because I don't lie.
Pick up
I'm a
Hickman shit.
I'm a
And
normie when it comes to Fantastic
Hickman.
Four stuff. Like I know a little bit about them. I know they were created by Jack Lee and Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. I know that they have a son named Franklin, and I know they have a Reed and Sue are like the power couple. So I know the normal stuff about them. I've just never
Yeah.
read a single thing about them, honestly.
I would read his Hickman's Fantastic Four run. I think that's
Fantastic.
where to go, at least some of it. Do they have a Hickman omnibus?
They do.
They
I think they do.
Yeah,
I think
Hickman
they do.
Fantastic Four omnibus.
They have
Look
a
at
John
that shit.
Breyer omnibus
Oh
too. There's a
wow,
lot of
$22.75 for the paperback version of it.
yeah. For Amazon right now, you could get the complete collection.
Fantastic Four by Johnathan Hickman. 20.
Woo, how many issues?
How long is this?
You get issues
384 pages.
570.
Okay.
You get issues number 570 through 578, and Dark Reign Fantastic Four 1 through 5, and material from Dark Reign the Cabal.
Okay, so yeah, Dark Reign Fantastic Four 1 through 5, Fantastic Four 570 through 88, Fantastic Four or FF 1 through 5, Dark Reign Cabal. That's 800 pages of shit, really, because the Hickman Complete Collection Volume 1 is only 400 pages. What do you get here?
How much is it worth? Oh my god.
That's 570 through 578. Are there two volumes?
No,
there's 3 volumes.
There's 3 volumes. Yeah, I see it right now. There's 4 volumes.
Oh yeah,
4.
he went. Oh wow, yeah.
No, bring it up right now.
Went for a minute. So the omnibus isn't even a complete omnibus. That's just part 1.
They just probably threw in some bullshit. Yeah.
2, 3,
Hold
4.
on. Let me see right here.
There are 4. Those could be worth the while. I might pick up.
That's so weird why they're calling this an omnibus. This is a complete collection, guys.
Yeah.
It would be like a DC's finest collection. It'd be like a little bit smaller than that. It's so weird how Amazon is calling this an omnibus. This is not an omnibus.
Here, so let's see. You've got the Dark Reign, and you've got 8 issues plus Dark Reign plus Cabal. That's fine. Those are all probably not bad.
Do you think this is worth to get for his whole run? As far as like
what the complete collection for $22? Yeah, if you want to get some Fantastic Four familiarity, I think this is a good spot. Now realize this is much further ahead than where the movie will be. But if you want somebody who's a contemporary artist that wrote Fantastic Four,
like it feels very familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, Hickman's going to be the guy to pick up. And who did the art? Who's the artist here? There's a few different artists: Sean Chen, Dale Englishman, Eddie Granov. Okay, so yeah, there's a few.
Oh,
this is going to be good. Plus, you can...
Sean Chen, Eddie Granov. A little bit more.
Yeah.
Here, who are the illustrators?
It's the same group of people. I think they're just a few different artists that were around.
Yeah.
And what's nice about this is if you do like this is $22, so it's no big investment. But if you enjoy it, you've got 3 more collections.
3 more.
Yeah. So for
Last Comic Fan said Mark Waid's run was good too. Mark Waid, fantastic.
Yeah, that was before Mark Waid jumped the shark. That was back when
he said that's before he became a fucking weirdo.
That was before his writing. His writing was influenced by.
It would have to be. This came after Tower of Babel. How about it?
Yeah, his writing was never. I mean, it was never great, but it was never terrible. Like, he did. I mean, he wrote Kingdom Come, even though
he writes very 90s. That's his thing.
Inspired a lot by Alex Ross.
Oh yeah, for Mark Waid, you would have to get this in omnibus because I remember the trades are hard to come by because a lot of people actually like his Fantastic Four run. So yeah, that's better to just get omnibus format.
He had some good times. Like he had some good runs on some books. He was always just Rob Liefeld, where people just disliked working with him because he was a jack off.
Mm-hmm.
His personality finally started making its way onto the page because he ran out of.
Okay, so this is what we could do. I don't know if you're gonna get
That's when he
this.
fell off.
We should review Fantastic Four by Johnathan Hickman, the first trade, or at least the first collection.
Yeah,
this is the omnibus. They have the omnibus here. But I that's not an omnibus though. I mean, I forgot their omnibuses were different back in the day. If it was a small run, they would call it an omnibus, but you could just kind of just called it a hardcover and got away with it. But Marvel's fucking always trying to gouge out dollars. Like literally, look at Michael Straczynski's Thor run, the original omnibus, and look at how big it is compared to now because they added in the other person's run there. Omnibuses used to look very different. I mean, there still was big ones, but they would you could have just charged. You could have called this a hardcover and just charged $30 for it, but no, they had to gotta call it an omnibus because it's an omnibus. Like that didn't look like an omnibus. That looks like fucking just a regular hardcover. So you want to get this right here?
1, 2. Did I miss 3? What am I missing? Oh no, I just added that in 4.
Let me see how much.
Yeah, that one's gonna be. That's gonna be a good one.
I'll have to wait till I get paid, but I'll definitely get it. Let me see how much here. So
yeah, I'll probably read it myself just because it would be a good read.
So what is this?
In all honesty, there you go. You get some more Marvel, get some more money out of me, Marvel, but it's mostly because of Hickman.
Well, this is way older stuff. So this doesn't count. This guy says this copy has creasing to its upper spine corner and some creasing in the center of its spine. It's a nice condition. He said he has a picture of it. That looks. Let's see. What does that look like? Oh, that's fine. That's not that bad.
Yeah.
I'll probably go on eBay and get it then. It says new.
Yeah,
very
check it out
good.
on there. You might find it used pretty cheap, dude. If it's been out for a minute. This has been in print for a little while. So
let me go on eBay and type it here. I'll come back to this. Question volume 1. Let me see how it is on eBay. If it's cheaper on eBay, then I'll get it there. Because usually sometimes I'll just get it on eBay if it's cheaper. But I already have something in my cart that I want to buy when I get paid. I'm buying a Spiderman omnibus. I haven't ever had one. Add one to my collection. Fantastic Four by Johnathan Hickman. I need volume. Oh, good Lord, eBay, give me volume 1. I literally type in here volume 1, and the fucking search results give me like volume 3. You serious? It actually is more. Let me go to US only. Let me go to buy it now. Where is it at? Let's go buy it now. What are they offering here? Volume 3. Volume 3. Where's volume 1? Volume 1 right here is retailing. This person's putting it at $70 right here for new. Okay. $35 for near mint. Okay. $92. Oh, you can fucking lick my pussy. 76. Yeah, guys, a lot of this older collected stuff, like the original trades, they go for a pretty penny if you don't know where to look, honestly. And if you do look, you're gonna try typing in X-Men Epic Collection Volume 2, and you will know how much you will not be continuing getting X-Men collected editions after that. So you just have to get Masterworks, which are fine, but they cap off at a single point because Marvel doesn't always consistently put out new Masterworks for a lot of their characters. Fantastic Four by Johnathan Hickman, Complete Collection Volume 1, trade paperback. What? Oop. The hell is oop? Like new? Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. That's 65. Okay, well, what's the other one? 1,000 sales. This one's brand new. Yeah, probably go to this person. Let's see. Manga. Okay, I'll have this one in my search history. So I'll probably get that actually. Okay, yeah, it's cheaper over here too. 99 cents for shipping? Oh hell. Let me remove that. Spider-Man. This is a Spider-Man omnibus that I'm gonna be getting. Oh god, that looks so big. Let me remove this from my cart. So when I get paid, I can just add this. I'm gonna add that to my thing. So yeah, if you want to get this and we'll cover it, then we can, because that's about as good as I'm getting.
You could read.
Yeah, and then if we like it, we'll just go through the rest of it. But we got to just test the waters on it, because I like to test the waters on stuff like that, because I last time I went all inside of a girl, she ended up blowing her load so much that I ran away. Sir, can you please fix your fucking smoke detector? Gosh. Wow. This man's fucking insane.
No sound coming out here. I was on mute, bro, and you're still hearing it.
I think I heard a sound coming out of my anus hole.
Probably. probably.
Oh God, man, there's so much stuff. Oh yeah. All right. So wrap it up here. Do you have anything that you're doing that you want to let the people know about?
Oh, just Rogues on Friday, man. Nothing too crazy right now.
Okay. Okay. So we did. What did we do last week? We did the Rippaverse ranking last week. We did this week. So that means this week coming up, the third week of February. And so no. That means next week you're gonna be out of town, right?
No. What's next week? No, I'm in town next Tuesday. The following Tuesday, I may not be though.
Okay, so we're gonna
Still
have to do
waiting to
something.
hear more on that shit.
Yeah. So we'll have to pick out something to review, or we'll probably just do like topics or whatever. If I could just find something actually, which it depends. Is there anything news related that you want to go over generally, like next week, as far as like comic books or
I don't think so.
I don't. Yeah, there's been
Nothing
news, but
terribly
it's
interesting.
been
Yeah.
so hit or miss lately. Honestly, let's see. What do we? Oh no, we could review. Just trying to think of something. Oh, we have it. No, fucking hell. When are you getting Battle Brick Road 2?
Supposedly tomorrow, maybe even. I don't know.
We're gonna review Battle Brick Road. We'll review
Yeah, we
Battle
can
Brick
do that.
Road next Tuesday.
That's
Yeah,
gonna be that's just a straight up floppy. That should be easy. Everyone said that book was good. I don't know. I didn't
We'll be the
want to
judge
buy
of book
it.
one.
I know he's CG ish.
No, he's for sure. No, he's Ethan's letterer.
Oh,
A
really?
full EVS guy, essentially. But then again, so like separate the letterer from the Ethan.
Yeah, that's the question. Like, is issue 2?
I mean, if he wrote,
if I go on the
fine.
website now and buy issue 2, will it be another year before I get it? I mean,
he said it was gonna start fulfilling in like the summertime, I think.
Well, then why is issue 1 just getting to me now? Literally a year almost.
He must have ran out because he did.
It took him a year to reprint, though. That's wild.
I don't know what's been going on. He's one of those guys where it's like, oh, quality, and you got to take longer for quality. Oh, good lord, fucking Eric, man, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, you take a reasonable amount of time for quality, period. But
I understand printing.
We'll see if it's
printing's different because Battle Brick Road 1 was already done, so I understand. Maybe the printing issues might have been a thing, but he's still doing Battle Brick Road 2. Why is that not out yet?
Battle Brick Road 2 is dude. It was up over a year ago, and
he's been crowdfunding that for.
I ordered cover C of issue 1, which is still up on his site, but it took him a year to get it to me. The book had already been out. The book had already been done. Cover C was already out.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Why is it taking forever, man? Holy shit.
I don't know, dude. He doesn't I would think by now if this wasn't a complete if this was gonna keep going, I would think he'd have issue 3 up. But there ain't nothing here, so I don't know.
Is issue 2? Oh man. Fucking computer.
Issue 2 is there, but I don't know. Like, what's campaign updates say? End of year update, end of year, and Happy New Year's, Battle Brick Road backers as we kick off. Let you know that nearly everything.
So he has a website. I know that.
Blah blah blah.
So yeah, issue 2's numbers were here. He was crowdfunding it. Issue 2's here. I didn't get issue 2 because I mean this guy sits here and takes forever doing shit.
Well, I got I'm getting issue 1 this week finally. But yeah, if I don't see him posting in issue 3,
end of the year update,
I'll hang out and see if issue 2 comes and then see what happens.
Yeah. So if the first trade, because essentially what he's doing is what Eric did. You're doing just a 1 graphic novel. The end of the road is here. Happy New Year. Battle Brick Road backers of 2025. We'll let you know. Everything for volume 2 is done. Scripts, line art, lettering, and special edition extras are complete. And that's all that's left is for our talented colorist, Farah Nurmaliza, to add the final layer of magic to the pages. Here's where we stand. Line art, lettering, covers and extras, coloring. Oh my god. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's it's interesting, but I'm gonna read the first issue. I think we review it, and then if it's really good, like if I really like it, I'll get the second issue. But if I don't see the third campaign start soon, I'm going to assume he's given up on it, and I'm probably not going to bother on second. Like I'm not
Yeah.
in the middle of a
Says
story that isn't going to finish.
he says
anyway.
we're laser focused on getting this book into your hands as soon as possible, with shipping set for first quarter of 2025. Thank you for your patience and incredible support. You've made this journey unforgettable. Oh, good Lord. Eric Weathers, I wouldn't really trust this guy as a person because he works for EVS. Remember he told me, I was like, hey man, you want to come on for a second appearance again? He's like, yeah, I think I'm not going to come out. I was like, fucking hell. He saw me talk bad about CG and he was like, man, I must not come on this guy's show anymore. Man, fuck that guy. Holy shit. He's so lucky. I read that, it better be good. Otherwise, I'm not buying shit anymore from the guy. He got one shot to impress me.
I don't even see that. I don't see that he's even talking about the third issue. Like this has been up for almost a year for issue 2. It took him that long to get me issue
1. Oh, it tells
1.
you the numbers right here. If you click on book 1, sorry, not book 1, book 2, Battlebrook Road 2, cover A. He made a good amount of money on this from 1,000 people.
71 grand for this campaign. He sold 155 of Battlebrook Road cover C, number 1. And then Battlebrook Road number 2, yeah, that's 71 grand. He sold 429 of cover A.
This is the cover that I would get. This one looks the best.
Yeah.
This one looks okay. This one looks okay. 1 sec. Let me type something to James really quickly. Let me just tell him hello. Before we go. So yeah, I mean, he impresses me with Battlebrook Road 2. Oh, fucking hell. I'm old. Oh, no. He impresses me with Battlebrook Road 1. I'll contemplate getting Battlebrook Road 2. Because he's a good Lord. Man, I just can't stand supporting people from CG sometimes. They weren't around. Ethan, it'd be so much more easier. But
he doesn't seem to be terribly prevalent in things. So, and I remember for like a few seconds, he was actually
letter on ISOM number 1 through, I think, Salvage is where it stops at. He's not the letterer after Salvage. He literally
but he'd done some lettering for. I mean, he was playing both sides of the field for a while. So, but yeah, we'll do that one.
So yeah, man, what a crazy ride we've had. With all the extra episodes we're gonna be adding to the show, good Lord, we're probably gonna end up hitting 300 sooner than expected, and that's a good thing, because if we hit 300 episodes in this show sooner than expected, there's a good chance we might even hit 500. That'd be insane if we did that. But imagine having 500 episodes back again, because I lost it after having to restart over again for the final time after the Iron Man podcast had 608 episodes in it. But now I've learned everything. I know how to be a professional. I don't make sexual, crude jokes to women. I understand how to be a person that can be caring and loving, and you can talk to me. I understand nuance in conversations. I'm charismatic. So, yep. Pretty sure you don't believe me. But tomorrow, as you guys know, after work, going out of town to get the DC Absolute Power hardcover so I can review that with Lapsed Comic Fan on Friday. And hopefully I can get the Ultimates trade. Or even if I can get the Ultimate X-Men trade the same day, I'll get them all. And I'll be doing a vlog out of it as well. You guys are going to be getting quite a bit of content here. Then I have content booked throughout the whole week. Cloud9 podcast as well. And I'm also working on stuff behind the scenes with James as well. We just haven't revealed anything yet. Maybe long story short, as far as like stuff we're working on, we would probably end up starting our thing next month, because this month is a little bit too booked right now. But, we'll see. Just want to try and keep stuff lively as I can. The best thing you can do in life is already, as you've moved up in life is you guys have to keep things interesting. Doing this makes it interesting. Like if I wasn't doing this, I'd be bored out my ass, honestly. You factor in if you weren't doing content, like what the fuck would we do? Think in our heads.
And get boring sometimes. Faux shows.
What if I can just get a sack down in getting inside?
Sack down.
Yeah, there's a
what the hell is even that?
There's a podcast that I watched for League of Legends. The guy it was called the Crackdown first, and then it's now called the Sack Down. What if I had a show called The Meth Heads? Probably would get the police called fairly soon.
Probably.
Yep. All right. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. Hope you guys had a great day. We'll see you guys later.